Hi, and welcome to this 30-minute intermediate Pilates class. You won't be needing any equipment apart from your mat today. So when you're ready, let's roll out the mat and get started. Let's start today's class standing at the end of your mat, with your feet hip distance apart. Take a deep inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky, and exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time. Let your head and arms hang heavy, taking a deep inhale at the bottom. And with your next exhale, start to roll back up to standing. Reach your arms up overhead as you inhale, interlacing your fingers at the top. And then step your right foot behind the left and come into a side bend to the left. Inhale here. And exhale, find your way back to center. Step the left foot behind the right, take a side bend to the right side. Inhale here, and exhale, find your way back. Reaching the arms up, stretch yourself tall, and then come up onto your toes. Inhale, lower the heels. Exhale, lift, lengthen, and stretch yourself tall. Lifting and lowering the heels, warming up the calf muscles, your feet. Let's do 3 more here, lifting and lowering. And then reach your arms down and roll down all the way, bringing your hands onto the mat and walk them forward, finding a nice plank position. Make sure your feet are in a good, comfortable position, and then rock yourself back and forth through your feet, warming up the core a little bit, waking up the body. Let's rock back and forth in a hovering motion. Let's do one last time, and then find your center and pull the left knee in towards your chest. Step the foot back and pull the right knee in towards your chest. Keep going like this, trying to always keep your hips nice and stable at the same height, with strong shoulders, pulling one knee in towards the chest after the other one. Let's do 3 more here. Last 2. Last 1. And then step both of your feet back and let's push back into a downward facing dog and pedal your heels out, giving your legs a nice stretch. Send your sit bones up high, keeping your back long and strong. And then gently set your knees down and find your way forward into a seated position with the knees bent in front of you. Bring your arms forward to shoulder height and roll down onto your back. Place your heels close towards your glutes and then place your hands behind your neck, interlacing your fingers, resting your head into your hands. Exhale to pull the ribs down towards the ground gently. And with the next exhale, lift up into a chest lift. And inhale, lower your chest back down. Exhale to lift up, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Focus on lifting through your abdominals by pulling the ribs down towards your hip bones, keeping the neck as relaxed as possible, resting in your hands. Follow the rhythm of your breath, lifting as you exhale and inhaling as you lower slowly down. Let's do 2 more repetitions like this. And on your last repetition, hold your chest lifted and let's move into chest lift with rotations. On your exhale, rotate your chest to the side. Inhale back to center and exhale, rotate to the other side. Try to maintain your shoulders lifted always to the same height, rotating around your spine with head, shoulders and elbows moving as one unit. You have 3 more to go. Last 2. And one last time, reach your arms forward and lower head and shoulders down. Let's do our single leg lifts. Lift your right leg up into tabletop position with your toe pointed. And then inhale to lower the leg down, keeping the right angle at your knee. Tap the toe onto the mat and exhale, lift your leg back up to tabletop. Try to bring a lot of control and tension into this movement. Tapping the right toe onto the mat and exhale to lift it up. Paying attention to your rib to hip connection, your deep core. Really focusing on isolating the movement through your hip joint. The challenge in this exercise is to bring your own resistance into your movement. So take your time and move slowly. Let's do one last one before we change to the other leg. Then set your foot down onto the mat and we lift the left leg up to tabletop. Keeping the right angle at your knee. Let's lower the leg as you inhale and exhale to lift. Can you bring even more engagement into your deep core as you lift the leg up and slowly tap the toe down onto the mat. Let's do the last 3 repetitions like this. Last 2. Last 1. And then lift your leg up, keep it lifted, and we move into leg changes. Starting from tabletop, we lower one leg down and forward, tap your toe, and as your first leg lifts back up, the second leg lowers down and taps the toe. We need a lot of core tension here. Focus on your rib to hip connection as you switch your legs, and switch, and switch. Again, focus on that right angle at your knee as you do your last 2 repetitions, and last one. And then finish with your legs in tabletop. Reach your arms up and behind you. And we come into our 100 prep. Exhale as you draw the arms down and forward, lifting through head and shoulders. And inhale, reach your arms back behind you as you lower head and shoulders down. Focus on abdominal flexion, drawing your ribs towards your hip bones, keeping the neck as relaxed as possible, with the eyes looking slightly over your knees as you lift. Lengthen through your fingertips forward to maximize your abdominal flexion. And always take half a second holding at the top before you move back down. One more before we add on. And on your next repetition, let's add a double leg extension. Exhale, you lift through head and shoulders, extend both of your legs to a diagonal line. Inhale, bend the knees, reach your arms back behind you and lower head and shoulders down. Really lengthen both with your fingertips and toes forward as you exhale, and inhale as you draw the legs and arms back. Can you activate your powerhouse even more by drawing your hip bones towards each other, ribs to hips? We've got 2 more repetitions before we finish. Last one. Let's lift up, extend the legs, hold your legs extended. Let's beat the heels for 10, 9, 8, 7. Draw that powerhouse in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Well done. Maybe roll over your lower back from left to right for a moment here. And then let's set the heels back down onto the ground. Extend your arms long next to you, opening your chest wide. Draw your ribs down towards your hip bones, and we move into pelvic curl. On your next exhale, tuck your pelvis under, and then slowly roll up with your pelvis coming into your bridge position. Inhale at the top, and exhale, roll 1 vertebra at a time back down. Inhale at the bottom, release back to neutral pelvis. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under and roll up. Start to activate your inner thighs gently to keep your knees hip distance apart. And can you focus on also drawing the ribs towards your hip bones to not only have your powerhouse active, but your straight abdominals as well. Focusing on rounding through the spine, articulating one vertebra at a time up and down, following the rhythm of your breath. Exhale as you roll up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, release your spine to neutral at the bottom. One last time, we roll up. This time we hold at the top. And now let's lift one heel up, set the heel back down, and lift the other heel up. Marching in place, lifting and lowering one heel at a time. Keeping your hips nice and lifted, hip bones at the same height. On your next one, lift the right heel up, then lift the right leg to tabletop. Keep the leg bent and lower it down. Tap your toe onto the mat and lift it back up to tabletop. Similar to before, you inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keeping your hips high and your core active. 2 more before we add on. Last one. Lift the leg to tabletop. Extend the leg all the way up to the sky, and let's do the same with your extended leg. Inhale as you lower the leg. Exhale as you lift it back up to the sky. Pointing the toes to lower, and flex the toes as you lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. For 4 more. Keep your hips as high as you can. Hip bones at the same height. Whole body engaged here. For 2 more. One last time. Keep your leg up to the sky, and let's do little pulses, lifting the hips and lowering. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. And then bend your knee, place it back, and roll your hips down one vertebra at a time. Well done. Take a moment here, shake out your legs for a second before we take it to the other side. Let's roll up one vertebra at a time, keeping both heels on the ground. And we lift and lower one heel at a time. Lift your right heel up and left heel. One more time, right and left. Keep the left heel lifted. Lift your leg to tabletop and keeping your leg bent 90 degrees, shoulder bridge prep on the left. Inhale, you tap your toe down towards the mat. Exhale, you lift your leg back to tabletop. We add on in 1. You lift the leg, extend it up to the sky, shoulder bridge. We lower the leg, point your toes. Exhale, flex the toes and lift. Keep your hips nice and lifted, core active. You can even use the arms, push them down against the mat to help you stabilize. Inhale, lower your leg. Exhale, you lift. We have 4 more to go. 3, 2, and on your last one, lift the leg, keep it up, and let's pulse up and down in your hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then bend your leg, and one vertebra at a time. Roll your spine back down onto the mat. Good work, guys. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe roll over your lower back from left to right, releasing any tension in your back. And then set your feet back down. Bring your arms back behind you towards your ears, and we roll up, coming into a seated position onto your mat. Keeping your legs bent in front of you, arms at shoulder height, palms facing towards each other. Active core, long spine. Let's lean back into a 45-degree angle. Inhale here, and exhale, find your way back up to seated. Inhale, pause at the top. Exhale, we lean back, long spine, 45 degree. Inhale here, and exhale, come back. Try to keep your core active at all times, lengthening the spine. Remember, your head is an extension of your spine, so we want to bring it with you as you lean back. Remember to keep breathing. And we have one more repetition before we add on. On your next repetition, lean back, hold in your 45 degree. Open your arms out to a T position. Bring the arms back forward and sit back up. Exhale, we lean back. Inhale, open the arms. Bring the arms back in front. And exhale, come up to seated. Focus on your abdominal engagement. We only do one more of this before we hold it at the back and only open and close the arms. We open the arms and then bring them forward for 5, for 4, for 3. Last 2, you got this. And one more time, open your arms wide, then bring them forward and find your way back to seated. Tuck your tailbone under and roll down all the way onto your mat. Well done. Let's come into a side lying position on the right side of your body. Extend your right arm long underneath your head. Straighten your legs, finding a long line between your fingertips and toes. Activating through the underside of your waist so we're not collapsing down onto the mat. Point your toes here and then place your left hand in front of you onto the mat for some stability. Exhale, we lift both legs up to hip height. Inhale, lower the legs without setting them down onto the mat. Exhale, lift, keeping your legs together at all times using the adductor muscles. Slight pressure into that left hand for stability. The less you need it, the better. Can you find a little bit more length between your toes and the tips of your fingers, reaching them far away from you? Try and balance as much as you can on that side of your hip, squeezing the legs together. You only have 4 more repetitions here. Last 3. 2 more to go. And with your last repetition, place both of your legs back down onto the mat. Bend your right knee underneath you, keeping the left leg extended. Now point your toes, sweep your left leg forward. And on your exhale, draw your left leg back in line with the rest of your body. We sweep the leg forward 90 degrees and then draw it long down and back, trying to keep your foot and your knee always at hip height. Move your leg parallel to the floor and reach with your big toe as far away from you as you can. We'll be adding on a lift in 2 repetitions. So on your next repetition, sweep your leg in front, lift the leg slightly up towards the sky, lower it back to hip height and sweep the leg back. Lift, lower, sweep forward, and we lift, lower and sweep back. Again, try to keep that length in your leg. And add your next repetition. Sweep the leg in front. Hold here. Point your toes down towards the floor. And we lift and lower through the heel of our leg. You want to really feel the side of your glutes working here as you tap the toe down towards the ground and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knee and release the leg down onto the other leg. Let's do fire hydrants. Keeping your legs bent 90 degrees in front of you, we lift our left leg up and inhale, we lower the leg down without fully releasing it onto the other leg. We want to isolate the movement from the side glute here. So again, the upper body is nice and still as you lift your leg and lower it down with control. We just have 2 more to go. Last one. And then release your leg back down. If you like, tap your glute out here for a moment. And then let's roll over onto your back and we take it straight to the other side. Come onto your mat in a side-lying position on the left side of your body. Left arm is extended long underneath your head and your legs are extended in line with the rest of your body. Lift through the underside of your waist and then lift both of your legs up slightly. Exhale, we lift the legs. Inhale, lower without setting them down onto the mat. Squeezing your inner thighs together to keep your legs moving as one unit. Finding a little bit more length between your toes and your fingertips. Use that right arm in front of you on the mat for some stability. But try to bring as little weight into that stabilizing hand as possible, balancing through your core muscles. We have 1 more to go here. And then lower your legs down, bend your knees in front of you, only extending your right leg out into one line. Point your toes, then sweep the right leg parallel to the floor in front. Exhale as you sweep the leg back. Keeping your foot always at hip height and keep lengthening through your fingertips and toes as you sweep your leg in front and back in line with the rest of your body. Remind yourself to move with control, stabilizing your spine through your abdominal muscles. We have 3 more repetitions before we add those little lifts at the front and at the back. Last 2. One last time. And on your next one, sweep your leg in front, lift up towards the sky, lower and sweep your leg back. Lift, lower, sweep in front, lift, lower and sweep back. Remind yourself to keep the underside of your waist active, your upper body nice and still. On that next repetition, sweep your leg forward, turn your toes down towards the ground, and we do our little lifts up and up. Focus on keeping your core active and nice and still as you pulse your heel up towards the sky. Last one, well done. Bend your right leg, place it on top of your left, and we go for fire hydrants. Exhale, lift your leg up. Inhale as you slow and controlled lower it down. Try to bring resistance into the movement in both directions. If you like, place that right hand again on top of your right hip bone. It might be easier that way to make sure it stays nice and still. Isolating the movement from your hip joint. I hope you can feel your glute working here. I definitely can. We have one last one to go. Lift your leg up and then lower the leg down and rest it. Tap your glute out here for one moment. And then let's come into a 4-point kneeling position on your mat. We'll go for some tricep push-ups here. Place your hands slightly in front of your shoulder line. Tuck your pelvis under, finding a kneeling plank position. Engage your core, and then on your inhale, bend your elbows back close towards your waist. Exhale, extend your arms long. Inhale, bend your elbows backwards. Exhale, push yourself up. Remind yourself to keep your powerhouse active at all times. Strong core and strong back. Inhale, bend your elbows back. Exhale, extend. You've got 3 more. You're so strong. Keep moving for 2. One last time. Bend your elbows. And then set your chest down onto the ground, releasing your hands back towards your hips. Lengthen your spine, activate your core, and we'll go for back extension here. On your inhale, pull your fingertips towards your feet, lift your sternum slightly off the mat as you lengthen your spine, and exhale, lower your chest back down towards the floor. Inhale to lift and lengthen. This time hold your chest lifted, reach your arms forward, reach your arms back towards your hips and lower your chest down. Inhale, you lift, reach your arms in front, draw the arms back towards your hips, exhale, lower. Keep that length through the entirety of your body. We have 2 more repetitions like this. And on your last one, reach your arms in front, lift, hold here. Lift your legs up as well, and let's go swimming. Bringing one foot and the opposite leg down towards the mat and switch. Going at your own pace. Whatever works for you here is fine. Keep lengthening through your entire body as you're swimming for 3 more. 2, 1. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders and push yourself back into a well-deserved child's pose. Round your spine, especially your lower back, breathing in between your vertebrae, resting your back and core. Well done. Then come back up, tuck your toes under, and push yourself back into a downward facing dog. Bend one knee as you push the other heel down and switch, pedaling your feet out, feeling a nice stretch in your hamstrings. Then come up onto your toes, and on your exhale, push both of your heels down towards the ground, really stretching through the back of your legs. Breathing in and out. And when you're ready, let's push yourself forward into a plank position. Bend your knees. And we come back to our child's pose. Let's do 3 breaths here. In and out. And slowly find your way up. And let's come into a cross-legged position onto your mat to finish class. Reach your arms down towards the ground. And stretch yourself tall. Then reach your left arm up to the sky. Inhale. Come into a side bend on your exhale. Hold on your inhale. And exhale, return to center. Then reach your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. And return. Let's do 1 more on each side. Starting with your left. Slowly find your way to center, and 1 more time with your right arm, side bend. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, return. And then let's reach both of our arms up towards the sky. Let your eyes follow inhale, and exhale. Lower your hands down together in front of you. Thank you so much for joining today's class. I hope you enjoyed it, and we see each other soon.